Hello everyone, I'm Sarge, you're watching Bad Company Sarge, and it's yet another Fallout 76 video. If you haven't noticed, I make a lot of them, so if you enjoy watching Fallout 76 content, do consider subscribing. Now today, what I'm doing is not a full-blown character build video as such, especially not in the old style I used to do, but since one Wasteland dropped, I figured I'd change up my build, because honestly, my character's been doing better than I expected. In the PTS, he was struggling more. He seems to be doing alright now. I'm not sure if it's just me being better at playing him. But this is my character here. I've got myself some nice armor. That's not going to be changing, because the hassle of going through that made it into its own video a while back. But I have got some weapon changes and perk card changes, and most importantly, legendary perk card changes that I want to do. Now, before anything else, I want to show you a few things. First up is, no, we're not going to open that just yet. Instead, this is what my build is currently looking like. If we go onto here, you can see everything clearly. I've got a pretty nice build. It's just a generic rifleman, really. It's not... I'm sighing already. There's a lot of people who are like, oh my god, why aren't you running, the pure meta build? I'm not that kind of person. I just want a build that I enjoy playing, is easy, and I don't really have to think about. And this has served me pretty well so far. Adamantium Skeleton stops me from getting crippled, which is nice. Photosynthetic gets me a little bit of health regen every once in a while. That's just a nice bonus I always go for. Aqua Boy, no rads from swimming. Just lots of these are convenience things. Sunkist, that's also convenience. I've got Bandolier, Travelling Pharmacy, Strong Back, Sturdy Frame, and Pack Rat. If you can't tell, I'm not good with carry capacity. So I just kind of threw a whole bunch of things in, and 10 Strength, which some people will be like, 10 Strength and no Rifleman, what are you doing? I just like to carry lots of stuff. Bandolier is definitely staying, as is batteries included, but most of the stuff I can get rid of, like Rifleman I'm going to be switching out, and I'll go to that in a moment, but this build, there's a lot I can change with it. Now, legendary perks are worth taking a look at, because I did these really quickly. The one you're looking at now, maxed out legendary intelligence, is the only one I'm 100% certain on, because, if you don't know, intelligence does increase your XP gain. So, extra 5 points of intelligence helps me to level up more, very useful with score, because you get score for XP. Everything else I could get rid of, like taking one for the team, I'm not too fussed about. It could be good, I don't know, I might stick with it. What rads, I actually do like at just one rank, because that means I can get rid of photosynthetic, so this is one I'm leaning more towards keeping. Survival Shortcut I'm 100% getting rid of, because it sucks. What it does is grants you, a chem, basically, which fully restores your food and thirst meters. Yeah, I don't need that. Follow through... kinda nice with my stealthy rifleman as is. Range sneak damage increases damage to a target. That is good, but I'm not certain if I'll keep it. And Master Infiltrator has kind of been the one that snuck up on me as one that I really do love, just because auto-unlocking skill 0 terminals unlocks is very nice. And the permanent +3 to lockpicking and hacking means that I don't need any of those perk cards equipped, and I don't need to go out and swap them. So, Master Infiltrator I'm definitely keeping, Legendary Intelligence I'm definitely keeping, and Survival Shortcut I'm definitely getting rid of. But that leaves 3, where I might... Oh, actually, what rads I'm keeping as well. So that leaves 2 that I might stick with, might get rid of, depending on how I feel about it. And you'll also see I've currently got 194 perk point thingies, but I also have a perk card pack to open, which we'll do now. 85 perks. I'm a very high level, I've got all the perk cards I could need, and the game just gives you more and more as time goes on. So everything just becomes... just points to swap out. So, the first thing I'm going to do... Oh, no. Man, apologies, but I've got to show you what I'm working with right now, which is Slugbuster. This is kind of like my generic use rifle. It's pretty decent. It does alright. We can improve it though. I've got thoughts on that. And the Fixer here. This is my standard Fixer I use. It's Furious, extra VATS crit damage, and fast movement speed while aiming. It's very generic and not amazing. I do have a better one though. because 89 points of damage as base isn't terrible for me, but I've got this one, 100 points damage as base, not modded out. It's got vampires, explosions, and damage resistance while reloading. This is what I'm going to be swapping to as my main weapon. And fingers crossed, it's going to be really nice. Or, I say as my main weapon. I've also realised that I need to be making my build for what I do. So what I do in a day is go, okay, this is what I'm doing today. And that means daily ops, generally an event or two, repairing a few things, buying some stuff. So yeah, I complete a few events, I complete a daily op, and I'm done. That's all I do in 76 these days. So I'm basically building a build for daily operations. What I'm going to start with is swapping out my standard perk cards. And then I'm going to worry about legendary perks, because I will need bonus perk points to upgrade them. But honestly, I'm gonna be drifting back and forth, because you have to scrap perk cards in order to get perk card coins. It's a bit of an awkward thing. But straight away, I'm getting rid of the rifleman cards, and I'm swapping in commando, because we are switching master commando to an automatic rifle build. That's the first thing to do straight away. For charisma, I think everything is fine. Making your target receive 5% more damage for 5 seconds after your attack. Sharing that on a team is nice. Inspirational, more XP. Charisma is going to stay exactly as it is. Agility, I'm probably keeping through hiker for the time being, but if you haven't heard like the thing going around, I believe Jeff Gardner said in an interview that the team's like considering or might be getting rid of negative penalties from having low food and drinks, so through hiker's staying in for now, but I could very easily see it going once that comes. And covert operative, extra 2.5 times normal damage is nice, but in the daily ops you don't get any stealth, so I can probably get rid of that, honestly. Like, that I can get rid of. In here, rifle attacks have a chance of grappling a limb. Man, I like it, but not that much. Class Freak, reducing negative effects of mutations. I always stick with that, it's nice. Starch Genes is a good stick with one. Good with Salt. I switch this out with Bloody Mess. If I'm in my camp, like now, then food spawns slower, great. If I go into combat, I try and remember to put on Bloody Mess for 15% more damage. It's very nice, very simple. Good with Salt, once again, like Through Hiker, might end up going in the near future though. On to Intelligence now, and Gunsmith, I've always stuck with... I'm probably gonna stick with it, you know, because I've got the Intelligence. First Aid, I don't really need, but it's kind of nice. Batteries included, I definitely need. And Demolition Expert, an extra, not maxed out to be fair, but an extra 50% damage with my explosives has proven helpful because I use explosives a lot more in the daily ops when I'm often supporting rather than doing anything else, so I'm sticking with that. Photosynthetic, I don't feel I need. Sunkissed, I don't need either, I've got a perk for that. Now, I would kind of like Fireproof, especially now that some of the end bosses in, whatchamacallit, of their daily ops use like fire and explosive-based attacks, so taking less damage would be nice, but I'm 1 point short on there, which is frustrating, to say the least. So, instead I'd have to take a point off of somewhere else. And you do see that I've got 3 points, or 4 points in total spare here, and that one's got 1 point spare, so maybe I'll mess around with my special. Green Thumb, I don't need. I genuinely don't need it. Like, I like it, but I don't need it, but we're going to come back to Perception later. Packrat I can really take off realistically. Sturdy Frame as well. Travelling Pharmacy I am going to stick with, because I carry a lot of stim packs with me. Like, I like having tons of them, I like always knowing I can heal people, I like all of that stuff. Strong Back I can probably get rid of too. Here we go, over encumbered now. Here's my problem, I need to be better at dealing with carry weight, but we'll get to that when we need to. So here we have some of the perks I am definitely sticking with. Although, you know what, straight away, because I do reduce rads as I go, I feel like I can get rid of Aquaboy, and then just swap in Fireproof. And I'm happy with Adamantium Skeleton and Fireproof maxed out, no limb damage, and 45% less damage from explosions and flame attacks. I'm actually cool with that. Everything else, Seems pretty good. I've got some room to work with. Let's move on to the legendary perks. Alright, so straight up, unequip survival shortcut. Costs a point to unequip it, which is annoying. And man, follow through. Range sneak damage increases damage to target by 10% for 10 seconds. And it only goes up to 40%. It doesn't have the fancy boost that the special stuff does. So I am tempted to keep that, but I only do daily ops, where getting a ranged attack is quite difficult. I have been able to do it, but I think I can stop worrying about sneaking, because I tend to sprint around everywhere now because I play very quickly. So I'm actually going to get rid of follow through, because I don't feel I need it. I'm not playing stealth anymore. So that immediately gives me 2 slots, and honestly, most of the legendary perks I don't really care about. Sizzling Style, extra fire damage resist up to 200, is it? Yeah, up to 200. And Funky Duds, 200 poison resist, I could get because I do have a matching set of armor. Being completely immune to fire would be nice for the super mutant boss in the daily ops, but that's about it. Immune to poisons, yeah, both of them are very situational, so I'm probably not going to go for them. An extra 150% more rounds when crafting ammunition, very nice, but I think what I'm going to focus on first is getting maxed out perception. Because, yeah, I'm also going to rank this up in a second. Because what I'd like is, you'll see I've got Tank Killer, rifles and pistols, ignore 36% armor and have a 9% chance to stagger. Then the extra 60% damage here. I'd also like to get, well, Glow Sight would be nice, but I can honestly skip over that. I'd like Ground Pounder. Having Ground Pounder maxed out would be pretty nice, because then all of a sudden, 30% faster reload and excellent hip fire accuracy. I can basically just sprint along and just, boom, just murder everything. So what I'm going to do is pick Ground Pounder a couple more times and rank up Perception once more in the legendary perk card slot. So ranking this up cost me 50 perk points, which is 25 level ups essentially. So I've got to be a bit cautious about all this. There we go, got it maxed out. Ground Pounder in there. I've now got 15 Perception, which is a nice amount to have as well. That's going to make that very easy to get to. And I believe, yeah, perk point cap at 15. So that's got me to the max I can have anyway. So that's Perception done. I mentioned earlier that intelligence affects experience, and I've already got the legendary perk card maxed out for +5. But I can get this up to 15 if I'm willing to take 2 special points away from elsewhere. Luck, I'm fine with losing 1 in, I can deal with that. Strength, I think I'm actually fine with losing 1 in as well. I can still grab myself, like, Pack Rat for the extra junk or whatever, and potentially Strong Back 2, or Sturdy Frame. I'll have to look into which one actually gives me more carry weight. But I could get rid of 1 Strength and 1 Luck to boost Intelligence up to max, for some bonus XP, which I'm going to do. So, have to go into the moving a point, and man, this is... I don't like this system too much, but here we go. You just do it like so, boom, base intelligence up to 9, and then get rid of the luck, put it in intelligence. Oh, I forgot about Nuclear Winter. Doesn't matter, I rarely play it anymore anyway. That's a thing, apparently. But there we go, intelligence up to 15 now. Beautiful. Now, the sort of problem that I have with intelligence is the perk cards. They're not bad, but none of them really scream out to me as something I actually care about all that much. Like, Nerd Rage might end up being the best, even though I'm very rarely below 20% health. I am a high health build. But Makeshift Warrior's not going to help me, Licensed Plumber's not going to help me, like the hacking ones I already don't need. It's, like, I could boost up Demolition Expert more, and I could boost up First Aid, but there's not much I can do. So I think what I am going to do is throw on a single rank of Nerd Rage as like a bit of a safety net. Man, and it genuinely feels quite bad doing this, but I'm going to rank up Demolition Expert for just 10% more damage with my explosives, which isn't even going to be that much. Could I maybe First Aid instead? Man, this final point I'm really not sure on. Like, I'm already almost fully healing from a stim pack anyway. Man. Okay, I'm going to come back to this, actually. Alright, a quick look at my armour lets me know that most of it is like 4.2, 4.3 weight, and my chest piece is 10 weight. So reducing all of those down by a quarter is going to be way more than 10 carry weight, so a single rank of sturdy frame suddenly reduces them down to like 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, plus 6, that's 9, oh no, plus 3, 4, 5, 6, carry, actually, is that? Man, okay, 380 out of 382 when I've got sturdy frame on, and then 3 out of 9 out of 3, oh, okay, apparently I do actually get better carry weight with just a rank of, strong back, so we'll stick with that for now. At this point, I'm pretty happy with most things. Agility is where I'm a little... I'm gonna go White Knight, actually. You know what, I don't like having to repair armor. Let's just throw in White Knight straight away. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still decent. And then it is literally just a point of intelligence, where none of this stuff I particularly want to rank up. But you know what, I've just noticed I've already got First Aid at rank 2, so let's just throw that on. And this will be my build for now. And then it is just a case of I have a slot for a legendary perk. Jeez. Man, I could go for the explosion for that, or I could boost one of these other things. Having an extra 5 points of strength would be nice for the carry weight, I've gotta be honest. But at the same time, a lot more ammo will be good. So you know what, I think I'm gonna go for Ammo Factory. And I'm gonna rank it up. And I want to rank it up again, but that costs 100, which I don't have, and then it's going to cost 150. So what I'm going to do is, 81 perks to pick, huh? We're just going to grab Action Boy and scrap it each time. And this is going to take me so long. Alright, I just spent all of my perk cards on... Okay. I was gonna just basically do that for 10 minutes. Only spent 8 minutes doing that, so yeah, got there early. But here we go, 74 ranks of Action Boy, plus Action Boy 2 and Action Boy 3. Just gonna scrap all of these now. And it's gonna be much, much quicker, as you can see. And that'll be me sorted for Legendary Perk coins. All of them scrapped, and I have 404 perk coins to spend. Which is enough to max out Ammo Factory for certain, but oh look, not enough to do much more than that. Taking one for the team. I do spend 99% of my time on a team now, so having the enemies take like, it'll be 30% more damage will be what I can get. Will be nice. I think I am just going to max this out. We'll just go with that, so that they take more damage. And now I've got 4 perk coins. That is it. And here is my build I will be working with. So we've got Troweling Pharmacy, Bandolier, and Pack Rat all maxed out, and a single rank of Strongback. Tank Killer, Commando, Expert Commando, Master Commando, and Ground Pounder all maxed out, along with Adamantium Skeleton and Fireproof, Inspirational for that bonus XP, Tenderizer, just because it's kind of nice, Demolition Expert almost maxed out, as is First Aid. I've got a single rank of Nerd Rage, Gunsmith, batteries included, Through Hiker, White Knight, Class Freak, Starch Jeans, and Good with Salt, which will be bloody mess when I'm actually in combat, and I can use Super Duper Boss Crafting. You know, that's not terrible. And the legendary perks, Ammo Factory and Legendary Intelligence maxed out, 2 points into Legendary Perception. Taking one for the team has 3, and What Rads and Master Infiltrator both has 1, just for convenience perks. Never plan on increasing these. This is literally just because I don't have to use Red Away for like minor stuff ever, and I can stay at max health. This just removes having to worry about it lockpicking so much, and it's just such a nice convenience one. And then damage, crafting, boosting stats for more perks I need. I'm happy with that, you know. Like, I'm sure there'll be people out there like, oh my god, why aren't you using the god build? and they're going to get even louder when they likely see what weapons I'm going to be working with here, because that's the next part we need to get to, is modding out my weapons to be automatic. And I have a few separate weapons I want to use. I want to use Slugbuster, just as kind of a general everyday weapon, but I don't have that many plasma rounds, which worries me. I don't want to use that fixer. So I'm going to try and unfavorite one fixer and favorite the other, but the game doesn't really understand, like, hopefully it can work out that I just want that fixer. I've got a Tesla rifle, which I'm going to try out. I've got an automatic laser rifle, which I was tempted to try out, and a vampire shorthand made, which I'm definitely trying out. And then I've got a bunch of script, like I'm sure we all do, and a ridiculous number of grenades, like I'm sure anyone else who also does the daily ops also has. So now it's just on to modifying the weapons and seeing what we can get. So, Slugbuster, what I'm half tempted by is a prime capacitor on it, because in the daily ops, you get prime ammo back. So if I made Slugbuster like just my weapon to use during the daily ops, then I could get all my ammo back, which would be pretty nice, and then have standard ballistic weapons in my daily things. But it's like I've got 3 other weapons I can also test that out with, such as my fixer, which I should have, yeah, a prime automatic receiver, which is 109 damage, but it is only 1 damage less with the powerful automatic receiver. So I can probably deal with just going powerful automatic on the fixer and having this as like my main weapon. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that actually. And then we also have, the Tesla rifle we obviously can't get fancy stuff for. The laser rifle I'm not sure about. Like, shoot an extra projectile and 25% faster fire rate could be kind of crazy. I actually bought this rifle, hence it's modded out a bit weird. And I don't know why the person modded it this way, but yeah, a proper, like, automatic barrel. Put, like, a focuser? Yeah, put a focuser on there. And really just see what we can do with it to make it deal a lot of damage. And, ooh, it could be nice. I can even make it prime. That could be nice. Then we got my final weapon of my vampire shorthand made with faster fire rate and bat crits filling faster. Which I can also make prime automatic. Which, oh god, it's starting to lag. But that once again is only 1 point of damage difference. So I think I am also going to keep this just as powerful automatic instead. So that'll be fine. And then, yeah, I think what I'm actually going to do, something a bit weird, is I'm going to have 2 separate loadouts. I'm going to have a couple of energy guns for the daily ops, and then some non-energy weapons, the handmade and the fixer, for outside of daily ops. Because I think that could be kind of fun. So let's first off actually mod the stuff outside of daily ops, because I don't need to swap perks for it. Alright, got my fixer modded out as so. Hopefully it will hold up relatively well. Stinging magazine just for large ammo capacity while still getting some armor penetration. And most of the others, these 2 were mostly for, oh, the game keeps lagging on here. For a longer condition bar, so it breaks slower. Suppressor just because it does still have that improved stealth thing, so I can use this as a stealth weapon for the time being. And I always go for a reflex sight dot. Also, paint just so I don't accidentally scrap it. And speaking of which, I'm actually going to get rid of the paint on this one, just so I know that's a bit easier to deal with. Vampires, Marksman, the Bloody All paint I don't like the look of, but once again, Atom Shot paint means I don't scrap it by accident. I've gone with no muzzle to keep the range as long as possible. Reflex sight, Stinging magazine, both of these, it's all modded out the same, large condition bar, only difference is no muzzle, so I've got better range on it. And now I need to, I need to get Science Master equipped so I can mod my laser-based weapons. So this Ultra Sight laser rifle, I'm throwing a prime capacitor on it. To be honest, I've got the flux saved up, so I will be able to craft some ammo for it as well, so this shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so both of these modded out now. Slugbuster with a prime capacitor, true automatic barrel, forceful stock and reflex sight. And my fancy Ultra Sight laser rifle with prime capacitor, true automatic barrel, forceful stock, reflex sight, and a beam focuser. I've got to test these out now, and also do a bit of stash management, because, oh dear, it's at 800 of 800. Alright, it has taken some hefty work, but I've sorted my inventory out, and I've got my 4 weapons set up. I've got, scroll wheel please, thank you, Fixer on 1, Handmade on 2, Laser Rifle on 3, Slugbuster on 4. And damage-wise, okay, so Slugbuster is 99 damage base with a fire rate of 91. Fixer is 108 with a fire rate of 75. Laser is 64 with a fire rate of 114. And the Handmade is 78 with a fire rate of 98. Now, I never trust the damage numbers here. Like, from that, I haven't done the numbers in my head, but they all seem to be comparable, but we're not going to be able to fully test that out until we actually test it out. But before we do that, we're going to be needing to use the Tinkerer's Workbench and making ourselves some ammo. And we're also going to have to make ourselves Ultrasight ammo, which, yeah, I've been playing for a while, so I could make pretty much everything, I think, which is pretty nice. And before I forget about it, even though I've got the legendary perk card of Ammo Factory, I also need... get rid of White Knight for a second, I accidentally scrapped the ammo card, didn't I? Well, that's annoying. Okay, well, I'm not getting as much ammo as I'd like. Let's get rid of Good with Salt for a second and at least put Super Duper on. And craft myself, so what do I actually need? I need 0.45 I've got plenty of, 556 I'm doing alright on, Ultrasight Fusion Cells, Ultrasight Plasma. Those are the 2 I need, and while I'm at it, I also need to stop this from making plasma cartridges, and probably just make, like, 556 instead from now on. So, Ultrasight Fusion Cells are 300 for 6 copper, 12 lead, 6 plastic, 1 pure Crimson Flux, and 1 Ultrasight. And plastic 9, lead 18, copper 9, 1 Ultrasight, and 1 pure Crimson Flux, well, pure Cobalt Flux for plasma. So, okay, so I'm going to be able to make both of them to the max. I think I'm just going to go for 2 of each while I'm at it, until I level up twice more and can get Ammo Factory. Hey, we got Super Duper to trigger though. And that should be... yeah, that's over 1,000 for both of them. That's pretty good. And now we're going to need... oh, yep, don't forget to actually reload everything. Also, if you want to see my camp build, I published that last week. So go and check it out. So yeah, our magazine sizes aren't great. Like, seriously, is Slugbuster the highest? It is. Okay. Well, I've got a couple of little tests. The first one we can do on the private world I've been on this entire time, which is just the first 2 weapons, the Handmade and this here Fixer. We can try both of these out on the Huntersville Mutants, get a good test, and then after that I want to test out the others in Daily Ops. So to start, that's not terrible. I can even... can't I... no, I don't use the, whatchamacallit. Oh, reload. I don't use the little aiming reticle, because it looks a little nicer. So you won't be seeing that. I've also just realised I'm probably not going to need gunpowder all that often. Like, I'm only going to use it to refresh these 2 weapons, which is pretty nice. And, you know, that combat went well, I guess. Like... I'm not too certain how I should be judging this, but I'm definitely getting better DPS than on my Rifleman build, because my Rifleman could do like 500 points of damage with like a sneak attack headshot, but oh dear, okay. Okay, the Vampire's effect, not doing quite as much as I would like. Like, I'm not... oh man. Have I just made a worse build than what I already had? That's my biggest worry. Or do I just need to take things a little differently? Oh, man. Okay, everything's fighting me. Okay, I think I need to be using VATs and criticals all the time to really make this work. Because otherwise, I'm just not going to do that great. Okay, it still does... yeah, if I can get those headshots as well, it is going to shred pretty fast. Yeah, this probably isn't as bad as I thought it was. I'm just, not that great. And look at that. Look at my health bar during these fights. Okay. I'm not using any healing items. I'm literally just relying off of vampires. This is fine. This is fine. I just had one tiny scare, that's all. Let's give the Fixer a go. Not too close, because it is explosive. Okay, the Fixer seems a bit slower, but also a bit heavier hitting, which I'm perfectly happy with. What effects is it on the Fixer? I've already forgotten. Is it vampires as well? Yeah, it's also vampires. So both of my main weapons do keep my health going, which is good. Okay. This is not worse than what I had before. This is much faster. I'm just not used to getting hit at all, because I'm normally a sniper. This is fine. This is all perfectly fine. I don't actually know where the final enemy is. Have I already killed them all? Yeah, you know, this is actually a solid build, I think. That went pretty easy. So, I think the only thing to really do now is have a go at Daily Ops. Alright, I joined a Daily Ops team. I just literally loaded into the Daily Ops after waiting to, like, hit the bond with 2 people. And then the person in charge of the team just left the team. So yeah, offline. Oh, that's fun. Also, hi Jade, you're in the server apparently. Okay, I'm gonna give this guy a minute. If he doesn't show up, I guess I'm just gonna go for it solo instead. Okay, we've got one person with us, and I've now become the team leader because the other person's gone. So it's just gonna be 2 of us, which I'm cool with. Hopefully this guy knows roughly what's going on. And because I'm fairly fast, just going to sprint to the thingy, repair it, and hopefully he'll sprint ahead. Okay, so we're in Vault 94 with freezing mutants. Yes, he sprinted ahead. Okay, I'm feeling somewhat good about this. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm feeling good about this. Got a solid teammate. Oh, well, that I don't feel so good about. Good person. Yeah, the laser rifle there. Not dealing much damage. Not dealing much damage at all right there. Yeah, 14 a shot. This is prime ammo it's using. Okay, let's give Slugbuster a go. Okay, 50 a shot. Slugbuster, actually useful. Laser rifle, not quite so good. Slugbuster, though, Slugbuster can stay. Okay, that laser rifle. Jeez, that was bad. This thing, though, should pay for itself in ammo by... Okay. We've got a bloodied guy with, like, a bloodied Gatling plasma, which I think is also explosive, because, you know, you need it to be a legacy on top of things. Oh, also, the auto unlock! I unlock it for free! Which is just real nice. Oh. Okay. Oh, what the... What? Oh! The dog was moving me out of the way. Which was very frustrating, you know? Okay. I'm not sold on these weapons being even as good as, like, my Fixer and Handmade. Let's see the damage numbers. Yeah, the fire rate on the Handmade makes up for it, and the Fixer has that explosive effect, which is real nice. Oh, I've also moved too far away. Jeez, I thought the bar was a bit longer than that, but apparently not. And yeah, this thing as well. Look at how the recoil goes for it. It just sprays all over the place. Like, it's got a really high fire rate, but this is only going to be helpful real up close. Okay, this is... Yeah, these weapons... Not as much of a powerhouse as I would have liked. Like, seriously, it's just like, not doing great. Although, are mutants particularly resistant to energy? Is that something I've neglected to include, or is this... I don't want to trade with someone in the middle of a daily op. Is this just a case of, nope, it's just gonna not do great? Because I have a feeling it might just be a case of, nah, you could have been fine sticking with rifles, which could have made this whole build a little bit pointless. Like, this is not anything amazing. Oh, getting slowed down doesn't help either. I'm just trying to reload now. But yeah, it's... Okay, it's probably 2 mutants per magazine. But, God, I'd like it to be a bit more powerful. I was expecting more from this when I changed over. and I'm not really getting more, considering I'm now using ammo which is quite difficult to craft, compared to, like, the really easy to craft ammo which I could get all the time. Like, this is not what I was hoping for from this. It's just very frustrating, you know? Hey, but I gained XP! Look at that. I'm also having to use some of these stim packs. But that's where first aid is helping out if I just realised I didn't switch my perks over. Okay, so this is me... Man, perk loadouts. Even when they show up, I'm actually probably not going to use them enough. Forgetting to switch out my perks happens way too often to me. It's a real issue. Oh god, the slowdown's going to get me at this point. This isn't even a case of my weapons, but this is just the slowdown effect with them all having fast-firing weapons. It's quite nasty. Let's zap those guys, though. Okay, we're gonna get this done in under 8 minutes, but it's mostly down to this other guy. Like, I'm holding my own, but I'm not doing anything amazing. Like, I can deal decent damage to him, but yeah. Flamer here absolutely does it. Everyone's using flamers now. There we go. Yeah, the other guy really held it there. Like, it's... Oh, come on. Like, it's not a terrible build, but as someone who doesn't like glitches, exploits, or going for the truly broken stuff, I just don't think this character's ever gonna be particularly great. Unfortunately, in 76, if you really want the best stuff, you have to go for, like, some broken combos, and just, it's always gonna pale, just a standard decent build is gonna pale in comparison, as is the case with this dude with, like, what looks like a very strong bloodied build, still being the best after the patch, because, yeah, bloodied and magic is just gonna be it. If anyone does want to see my build in further depth, though, I'll make sure to include a Nukes Dragons link, but yeah, this is could be a lot better. Alright, just gonna view the report quickly as I saw. Oh god, that was some junk legendaries I got. And the Cage Bulbulite plans again. Great! So yeah, that was the character build. You can hit the like button if you feel like it. Man, how many of you share my sentiment of being, like, frustrated about the fact that magic weapons and, like, glitchy stuff is the most desirable thing now? I still feel like the latest update didn't actually address the power balance dynamic. It just kind of made enemies stronger comparatively. And apparently the mid-tier is really difficult. Like, I'm not feeling great about it. Anyway, like, subscribe, do the YouTube stuff. And as always, thanks for watching this long old video. Sarge out.